What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Stella Herself podcast. I am your host, Stella herself. And first off, I just want to apologize for the audio quality last week. Bitch, I was editing that and I was like horrified. And I was like, okay, I don't really want to redo it at this point. So I just want to say I'm so sorry. I just feel like I get too passionate and talk too close to the mic, and it was just, I don't know how to fix that. I'm not an audio engineer, I'm a random bitch. But bitch, it is the first day of Leo season today, and I just feel honored to be here, and I just feel like this year, last Leo season to now has just been so fast, but also so slow. It felt like eternity. Low-key, I wish I recorded this morning, because I feel like this morning I was just in the best mood and felt so good, and I was like, yes, bitch, this is how I want my Leo season to start off. I just felt amazing, and I think I just got tired. I don't know. I had my morning energy, and I had a coffee, and the coffee kind of fucked me up. It kind of made me more tired. I just kind of tried to take a nap, but I couldn't. It wasn't really a real nap. I was kind of half awake, half asleep. So I feel a little tired today now, but at least we started the day off on this high energy. It just felt really good. And I feel for the most part recently I have been feeling good. And bitch, it just goes to show that meditation really works, and yoga really works, and mindfulness really works. And I have a whole video coming out. It's a get ready with me, a little chit chat. But all about, I guess, what I've learned this past year in being 21. And yeah, I kind of wanted to do a podcast about that, but I was low key, I think this is something that I can make a video on. So stay tuned for that. It's kind of an extended podcast in the sense of, I feel kind of not snatched, in the sense of just me talking about stuff how I talk on here. So that should be up soon, hopefully. But yeah, I'm really excited for my birthday, even though we are on lockdown. And it's not really going to be what I initially imagined when I saw my birthday was going to be on a Sunday fun day. But I am still going to have a good time. And yeah, I'm just going to be with the friends that I have been with, these past few months. Literally the only people I hang out with. So it's not going to be party, but just chill vibes. And I think just going into it with, I want to say no expectations, but I guess just with the expectation of just enjoying my day, and bringing in the new year. I feel a lot of people get kind of triggered around their birthday, and I've never really been one to feel that, thankfully, but sometimes I'm just I don't care, or I'm not so excited about it. I'm kind of indifferent. But yeah, I think this year I feel we could all probably relate. I feel this year has just taught us that a lot of things, or maybe it's just heightened our awareness that a lot of things in life, or everything in life, is temporary, and just to really enjoy every moment. That's kind of what I talk about in my little get ready with me, what I learned. But I am just making a conscious choice this year, I guess, to really thoroughly enjoy my birthday and my birthday week. I would say this is my birthday week. My birthday's on a Sunday. I'm not going to have my birthday week be the week after. Then it's over. So I feel this is my birthday week. And yeah, it's fun. I always forget, shit's fun. Because this is also something I talked about in the video. But let me know if you can relate in a comment below. But also I have some black tea today with some oat milk. I don't know, bitch. Am I turning into someone who doesn't need coffee every day? Not I needed it before, but I feel I could tolerate it every day just because I enjoy drinking it. But now I'm ew, it's not making me feel good. I just feel I wanted to drink something during this. But let me know if you can relate, if you have this kind of personality type. I just feel I need to have a plan and stick to the plan, and everything has to go the way that, I don't know, is that having control issues? I don't know. But something that I one of my resolutions for 2020, I guess you could say, or just this year of my life, not the calendar year, but my birth year, I just wanted to enjoy my life more. Sometimes I don't want to do things, or I'm Like, even when I was a little kid, I was like, ew, like, I don't want to go, like, to this holiday family party, or, like, I just, honestly, if you look at my astrology, all I want to do is stay home and chill. I just want to stay home and chill. And sometimes I forget that there is this side of me that likes to socialize and, you know, go to events and just, like, I don't know, just having something to look forward to. And it's like, okay, yeah, duh. So I just try to remind myself of that. But let me know if your personality type is like that at all, or if you have never even, like, thought about that. People's brains really do be different. But yeah, I'm just excited. Social distance though, y'all. But I know I talk about Leo season all the time, and I think it was in it was in my lit Q&A, which I really want to do another one of those. Like, I want to do one with friends where we're, like, actually taking shots, you know. I think that would be really, really fun. I just need to find, like, it's like, do I just do it with Benny? Like, who do I do it with? Who's down? That would be funny. This was, like, kind of like a tipsy Q&A, I feel like. But someone asked me, other than Leo, what's your favorite sign? And I honestly feel like I don't have a favorite sign. Like, I know I talk about Leo so much, but it's just, like, it's mostly for comedic effect. But I will say that I do think Leo season is one of the best seasons. And let me explain why. It's not just because I'm a Leo or whatever. I think because the planet, you know, associated with the sign Leo is the sun. You know, each sign has their planet. For Leo, it is the sun. So when the sun itself is in its, like, home place of being in Leo, I just feel like everything flows, and, like, I just feel like Leo itself is a sign of just having fun and being carefree, but also, like chilling. You know, you have to think of, like, a lion or a cat. You know, you can take a cat nap, but then you can, like, go antic. So I just feel like this season, and, you know, even if you just think, like, okay, end of July, beginning of August, it's like, I just think of when I would be in school. You know, we're out of school, we're on summer break, we're chilling. It's like, you know, when you're going on trips in regular life or going to day parties in regular life, it's just a time of very, like, it's just that summer vibe of, like, easygoing, chill. And I feel like, you know, it's not like summer is everyone's favorite season. Actually, a lot of people hate summer. I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, I get it, probably depends on where you live, but I feel like in general most people do like that more, like, chill vibe. But then it's, like, antic-y. It's not, like, completely, it's, like, a little bit of both. So I really, really like Leo season for that reason. And yeah, I just feel like it just is good. Like, it's just good times. And again, that's not even to say that, like, it's just my birthday, because my birthday is at the very beginning of Leo season. So it's like, it's not like I'm Leo season waiting. It's not. Let me tell you, I feel like even if I wasn't a Leo, I would still fuck with Leo season. But every season has its pros, and I think I have talked about that before, how much the astrological calendar makes sense, because it's like, you know, we have, like, a brazy Gemini season, let's say, you know, it's an air sign, we're kind of all over the place. Then we go to Cancer season, which is a sign of water and staying home and, like, being domestic. And then we go to Leo season, which is kind of brazy again, but also, oh, you kind of want to take a nap. Then we go to Virgo season, you know, you're, like, cleaning up your life after the Leo antics. And it's just everything, like, makes sense. So that's not to say that, like, other seasons are worse, because we need them all to have a cohesive life. And it's just like seasons, you know, like, it couldn't be summer all the time. We need to have autumn, we need to have winter or spring. Everything changes the flow of life. But I really do fuck with Leo season. I really do. I wanted to read a few things from some astrological websites. Cosmopolitan, didn't we talk about how Cosmopolitan low-key has some, like, astrological tea? And I was, like, surprised. I think it was Cosmo. But they say, like, the sun represents creativity and flow. It acts as a spotlight that illuminates parts of your life based on the qualities of whatever sign it's in. Leo is a fiery sign that represents excitement, fun, self-expression, and creativity. You're feeling more upbeat, original, and charming. You're radiating charisma and personality. It can just be a really positive season. Again, it's like antics. Like, I know I always talk about that, but it's actually physically true that Leo season brings the antics and just, like, fun and just like chill, like, yes. Oh. So let me know what your sign is, and let me know how you feel during Leo season, if you fuck with it, what your favorite season is. Because I feel like I really like Leo season, and I feel like Capricorn season, I'm always surprised at how much I fuck with it, because I'm not really like a huge holidays person. People like love the holidays. I'm like, I just don't really care. Like, just give me some Leo season. Let me just chill, you know. I just want it to be summer. And you know, I rewatched High School Musical 2 the other day. I was like, thank you. Sharpay's song, Fabulous. It just goes with Leo season so well. It just honestly, great film though. Like, I forgot how much it hits. Like, more, like, I think High School Musical 2 is the best one, for sure. Because then I watched High School Musical 3, and I was like, you know, it isn't the same. I don't really remember these songs as well. They don't really hit as hard. But yeah, Capricorn season, I feel like I'm always just surprised. Like, looking back, I'm always like, wow, like, I was really on my shit. Or, like, even I'm always, like, I love Leo season, but then I'm always happy when Virgo season comes, because then it's like, okay, let's wrap it up. Let's get our shit together now. And I just feel that makes sense also for me. So that's why I'm interested to hear, like, what your guys' signs or charts look like, what your signs are, or what your charts look like, and what your favorite seasons are. Because I am a Leo, but I have a lot of Earth in my birth chart, so that makes sense that I would like Earth sign seasons. Because I'm like, I feel comfortable there, you know, that's my home. It's my second home. But yeah, it's finally Leo season, y'all. We did it. This year is flying by. And I just, like, what? I don't know. So, like, I feel like most of the time throughout each day, I'm, you know, texting my friends, FaceTiming my friends. I'm talking to my family. You know, I'm, like, just kind of busy, you know, just making videos or, like, doing stuff. But then when I get on the timeline, or I'm reading the news or whatever, or just start thinking about what's going on, or, like, this girl that I follow, I forget who it was, so I apologize if you're listening to this, but this girl I follow tweeted something like, you know, the 0.2 seconds after you wake up and you forget there's a pandemic. And I've literally, like, thought that before. Like, really, like, oh my god, I wake up, and then it's like, oh my god, it's really, like, it's like, I can do whatever I want today, but, like, I cannot do whatever I want. Oh, Sonjina FaceTimed me. Let me text her. I just really wonder what's going to happen. And I didn't really prepare anything to talk about as far as everything goes, but I guess just so I don't know, like, whatever. I just wanted to share that I'm, like, shocked, or just seeing. I think what's especially shocking to me is just seeing how much they're like, yeah, we're gonna reopen schools. And, like, this one girl I follow who works, I don't think she's a teacher, but she works at a high school. She said they want to send all the kids back to school, and, oh, we'll just take all the kids' temperatures, but then they're not going to provide the staff or the schools with thermometers. So it's just like, what the fuck? I just really wonder how this year is going to wrap up, and I especially wonder what next year is going to look like. And at first I was just kind of thinking about that in terms of TV, and how a lot of my favorite shows, not a lot, a couple of shows that I watch, you know, had their season this year. And it's like, are they going to get to refilm? And then it made me think about, like, everything else. And I guess just, like, I don't really know if you consider, like, a year long-term effects as far as, like, a pandemic goes. But, like, how, I don't know, like, this year it's kind of all, like, beginning. And then with the election and everything, it's just like, what is next year going to look like? I think that, I don't want to say that really scares me. Like, it does, but I don't think that's the exact word that I want to use. But that, I'm just, what the fuck? Okay, so I don't think it'd really be a Stella Ray podcast, especially Stella Ray herself, Leo season podcast, if we didn't talk about patriarchy. So I'm sure you guys all saw the Will and Jada Red Table Talk, and I didn't really choose to talk about it on anything because I just think that everyone talked about it enough, and it's like, whatever. I see some tweets and, like, I just feel like in my mind it's over. Like, I'm just like, okay, whatever, moving on. Like, I don't really feel like the need to talk about this myself on my platform. I just don't care. But I will say that a lot of people's reactions to it, which I'm not going to go into like talking about them specifically, but I guess just their example or how people reacted to them. I'm focused more on the people's reaction. I saw a lot of people say, a lot of guys especially say something along the lines of like, oh, like men just can't be loved unconditionally. Like women are just expected to be loved unconditionally and get away with anything, and the man has to stay, but men just have to be perfect and can't do anything. And that just really confused me. So first off, I just want to say, like, what are you referring to? Because I'm sure we can all think of examples, whether it's a personal example or like friends or just people you've witnessed in your life, where like the guy cheats on the girl, for example, and the girl takes him back or stays or forgives him or whatever. And I'm sure we can think of so many more times where, whether it's the girl cheating on the guy or the girl just doing something that deems her a hoe, or like even just the mere fact of even if a woman is not in a relationship, oh, if you've had this many bodies or if you've had over a certain amount of bodies, you're not wifey, no one's going to want you. Just that is a whole system in our society, and I just feel like people who say things like women are loved unconditionally and men aren't. It's like literally just use your brain for 2 seconds and you would realize that that's not the case. So that was really confusing to me. And you guys know whenever I talk about stuff like this, I always just bring up the fact that as women, I've said this so many times, but we're really taught that our whole lives revolve around men and our relationships with men and whether or not we're going to be a good wife. And a couple women on my timeline today were tweeting about this very subject. Women, CCAT, I love her so much. She said women's autonomy being a threat to family values is so telling, and so many people never stop to wonder why women doing what the hell they want and what's best for them is in direct violation of what's quote-unquote best for quote-unquote everyone who's men. That alone tells you everything you need to know. And someone said y'all want women to think about how they represent their families more than you want women to be their true and authentic selves. You want to control women in every way possible. So if we just literally use that as an excuse alone, like I bet if you found a man who tweeted something like that in regards to this whole like Will Jada situation, which not saying that that's like, I don't know. I'm not like saying this in defense of that situation because I don't really care about that situation. But as far as just like the overall theme, you know, of women are loved unconditionally, like I'm sure if a guy who tweeted, if you went on a guy who tweeted that timeline and you scroll down, I'm sure you could find something along the lines of like, oh, well, she's a thought, or like every girl just wants to be IG hoe these days, or like OnlyFans girls are just like, think about your family. How is that going to affect your future kids? It's like we have all of these, like as a society, we have all of these beliefs that are instilled into us of like what a good woman is, or how to be how to be a good wife. And it's like we can't be our own selves. Like we have to be a wife, we have to be a mother, we have to be like it can't just be us. And I think especially the Miss CCATL tweet, you know, why is us doing what's best for ourselves a threat to family values? Like, why can't it be porque no los dos, you know? Why can't it be both? And it just really goes back to, like, wanting to control women, wanting women to just be under men and not have our own voices and our own powers, and not being able to do what we want. A lot of people ask me, especially when I talk about this stuff, but I feel like I have, like, every fucking podcast, this is all I'm talking about. But what books I've read. And if you guys have any feminism books that touch on subjects like this, I guess, in a similar way, let me know. One book that I have read is Why Women Have Better Sex Under Socialism, and that book took me so long to read just because I kept, like, putting it down, not picking it, like, whatever. But I do believe I talked about it on this podcast, but basically the main point of the book was women use sex to get the life that they want, because that's kind of like how it's set up. You know, women are given less opportunities, we're paid less than men, and so in order to have our needs met and to be provided, like just have a roof over our head, we need to sell sex or exchange their sexual freedom for, you know, the promise of being taken care of, which is marriage. You know, okay, I will only have sex with you for the rest of my life. Therefore, you will be the provider and you will work and provide for me and I will have your children. Or women sell sex more overtly. So whether that's sex work or, you know, being a sugar baby or just whatever. And I thought that was really interesting. And it just makes sense with a lot of what I've kind of realized and read about as far as, you know, just marriage and like how our whole lives are like, oh, just be a wife. It's like, oh yeah, let me just trade my sexual freedom, exchange my sexual freedom, give my sexual freedom, trade my sexual in exchange for, you know, a good life and having my needs met. But she uses the example of a socialist society or just in a society where, you know, women were actually equal. Therefore, you would be able to choose your relationships more so on the actual premise of love or sexual attraction and chemistry, because you wouldn't have to worry about, like, can this person provide for me, or, like, what am I gaining? You know, because so much of our, I don't know, our sexual relationships as women in general, as cis-het women at least, it's just like disappointment, or, you know, it's like the guy is always gaining more. And I feel like with marriage too, you know, just seeing these TikToks, I want to make a main channel video about this, but have you seen the TikToks? Like, oh, they're supposed to be funny, but it's like literally not funny. It's like being my husband for a day, and she just like walks in, like there was one on that was like kind of going around Twitter. She just like throws everything on the floor, like doesn't pick up after herself, like in the video, just leaves the dish, like just all that stuff that it's like, oh yeah, the woman's supposed to do that, or like, and you know, the guy just like goes to work and then, you know, chills. Oh my God. And it's just like, why are married people always complaining about how much they hate being married? But then everyone's goal is to get married so bad, and that's all we want, and like it's the most important thing in life, to get married and have kids, which that's fine if you want that, but I think just actually thinking about why you want that and what you actually value and what you value in a person or a partner, what kind of partnership style would work for you, I feel like that would just be a lot more constructive. And if we were given more options, and if it was just presented in a way, like even the fact that it's still scandalous, especially in certain states, to have like a gay couple on a children's show, it's like, people be gay, okay? Like, it's not a secret. Like, it's so frustrating. It's like, we just want to perpetuate, society just wants to perpetuate this, like, disgusting way of life. It's like, everything's connected, bro. But, you know, but point being, if we were taught more options, or if we were actually taught, and I feel like I said this before, but if we were taught instead to have our main goal in life to do what was best for us, especially as women, I feel like this world would be completely different. And I think just because we would be so different, I feel like we would be so much more sure of ourselves, and especially in relationships, we would probably be a lot more picky, because I feel like a lot of women put up with a lot of bullshit just to say that they're not alone. You know, oh, I have a boyfriend, or oh, I have a husband, a partner, or whatever. Like, oh, well, at least, you know, I'm not alone. It's like, bitch, being alone is kind of lit. I'm just saying. And I mean, it's like, I know I'm young, so I feel like me saying that doesn't really hold a lot of weight, but I guess just thinking about it, it's like, I don't know, it's like, I don't want to be picking up after a man the rest of my life. Like, I don't I don't want to be doing all the, like, I just don't. That's not my purpose in life. I'll do my own laundry, bitch. Clean up my own shit, not yours. I'd rather make my own money and do whatever the fuck I want. And yeah, I don't know. I've just been thinking about that a lot. I feel like this past year especially. But yeah, that book was really good. And it also provided a lot of historical examples and just, in more socialist societies, were just a lot more things were taken care of by the system and how women thrived a lot more. So I thought that was interesting just to have that like historical data backing it up. And then I think it was the last chapter finally said these like profound statements, like to me I was like, whoa, like that makes so much sense. So that was good. But if you guys have any other book recommendations, let me know. But I guess with that being said, my point was a lot of what I get a lot of ideas honestly from women that I follow online, and yeah, I feel like that is probably the main thing. I do want to read more books though, because I feel like that's always great, but just connecting to other ideas. And I guess just I really choose to follow people who are in alignment with my beliefs. So I'm not like yeah, sometimes I'll watch a YouTube couple who's like, oh, you can kind of tell this is patriarchy at its finest just because it's entertainment, but I'm not following like, I don't know, it's just I want to follow women, I want to follow people, but especially I just want examples of other women that are like independent and with the shits in the way that I am or want to be, and that just gives me a lot of inspo. So that's also a main thing. So I guess yeah, just be careful who you follow and like who you're getting your inspiration from, and ask yourself if it's really helping you live your best life. Sometimes I'm just like, why am I following this person? Unfollow. This is kind of a short podcast. I wish I had more to talk about. But I just feel like I've been all over the place this past week in planning my birthday, bullshitting. I don't know. Just a lot of shit. Yeah, and sometimes I'm just like, I feel like I'm going to run out of shit to talk about because I'm just not like living life. Like I'm just like, just the routine of this all is crazy. And yeah, it's just like, I don't know, not to end on a depressing note, but you know what I mean? It's just like, anyway, so this week was pretty much exactly the same as last week. But I guess what really has been helping, again, I'll say it every time, I'll keep saying it, but meditation and just going inwards. And I feel like the more I do that, I feel like I've manifested some stuff these past few weeks, like actually shockingly so. Just thinking of the feeling and then it happens. And meditating and like just really thinking, how would I feel if that happened? Let me create the feeling in my body of this happening, and then just letting it go. And it happens every single time. But then it's like, how do I, yeah, anyway guys, so I meditated this week. It was cool, felt good. Then I took a nap. I don't know. I don't want to say I feel hopeless, but I just feel like, what is my life? Sometimes I'm just like, what is going on? Anyway, I hope you guys are doing okay, and just know that a lot of bullshit, like we had Mercury retrograde, we had Cancer season, which not like I am beefing with Cancer season, but I feel like a lot of people can get down because it's like, it's a water sign, we want to be emotional sometimes, and especially Mercury retrograde. Those are the main things, but there were also a lot of other planets doing some fuck shit. And now, we're in Leo season, clear skies ahead. So let's just do our best. Helicopters, that's great. Also, I have my $5 Veggie Grill birthday reward, so I think I'm going to go get the nachos. It's just kind of one of my faves. It's like I feel like it's a light junk food. I feel like it's not like, it doesn't really make me feel sick afterwards, but like I enjoy it. Bitch, chill out. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to screenshot this, tweet it to me, IG story it to me, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.